Just Bautista Kendrick are from MT2 Bravo Company. And today we will tackle about the chart work exercises for Leeway and set and drift. So uh, as as it was says to the problem, so our given was the vessel details was course is equals to 230 degrees through. Our speed is 6 knots and the time is 1.5 hours and the distance is 9 nautical miles. So the required to find is the estimated position at 1630 hours, 1630 hours as a result of the current and the course made good and the speed made good. So so uh, let's summarize the problem by always writing the given and the required to determine. So we will first and foremost we will draw a circle and a dot. It is our starting position at uh, 1500 hours and we will draw our line uh, 200 in the bearing of in the bearing of 230 degrees and the distance of 9 nautical miles. So we will just measure it in the compass in order for it to determine the approximate nautical miles or the values. Then we will draw an arc of a position circle, and that will be our course to be steep. And it because of the speed is the 6 knots, and it travels about 9 miles in 1.5 hour. Just just draw an arc circle, half circle, an arc, or with the breaking lines. It is our coastal steer line where they intersect. That is the dead reckoning position, denoted by a cross or a plus. The dead reckoning, it is always remember that it is denoted by a cross or a plus sign. Okay, so let's proceed. So now it is also given to us that the position in the question was that a current is a setting is a 1 to 0 degrees through and at a rate of 1.4 knots. And we have to determine the estimated position which takes into the account the effect of the current. So it is more accurate and precise than the dead reckoning position. And as a result of the current, and we have to find the course made good and the speed made good. All right now the current speed is 1.4 knots and an hour and 1.5 hours. The rate of the current will result in a drift of about 2.1 nautical miles. So how do we find this? Just multiply the rate and time, and we will come up to the answer of the drift, and we will find it the answer for the drift. So in 1.5 hours, the current is would result in a drift of 2.1 nautical mile, and so now we will draw the F current, the after the hour dead recon position going to the right, wherein it was 120 degrees through, and the triangle one with the dot, it will become our estimated position at 1630 hours, and so the current so the F current, we should always been remember that it should always been drawn at the pointing towards the direction where it is going. So 3 arrows denote the direction of the current, and they always draw towards the direction in which the current is going. Alright, we will draw it for the distance of 2.1 nautical miles, and we will and by that we will connect it to the our starting position, and that will be our course made good. And so So always remember that the dead recon position, the estimated position, uh, is denoted by the a phase triangle with a circle in. So furthermore, estimated position is more accurate than the dead record position for the main reason that it takes into account the effect of the current. Now from the fifth triangle, uh, we will join the 1500 position at the estimated position in the 1630 hours. That will give us the course made good, as well as the speed made good in the last 1.5 of us now. Now the course made good in this case becomes 216 through. So that means that although you intended to steer the vessel on a course of 230 degrees through, because of the effect of the current, our vessel will actually steer a course of 216 degrees through. Okay, so now we will um, solve for the speed method. So how did we find position 1 and 2? So it is said here that uh, when Leeway and the current said that uh, that is the direction of the current are both present. So when it is always essential for us to take into account the effect of the wind and the current. Remember, always allow the for the leeway. So uh, the way that for us to remember is that the estimated position 1 is leeway only, and estimated position 2 is the leeway and the set. So it is always substantial to remember that when we go on board the ship, so always allow the leeway first and then the current. But when we counteract, it is all right. So when you always when you allow it for always allow for the effect of the wind, that is leeway first, and then allow for the effect of the current, and this gives you the estimate positions which are known as the EP1 and 2. So we will take the same question in the problem 1. So we are going at a 1500 hours. It is our starting position, and then the vessel is intended to go at the bearing of 230 degrees through, and the distance is uh, 9 nautical miles. So we will just apply the same illustration of the problem 1. So after we draw the 9 nautical miles, we will draw a plus sign, and then uh, which will give us the dead reckoning position. That's their position. But first, always takes into account that the DR position. After the dead recon position, we will draw for the leeway wind. The leeway wind, the leeway which is 10 degrees, and as well as the current. So we will just draw a line that after the below beside the 1500 hours, and that will be our leeway, and then we will take into account the current. So our current is 100 degrees through, and for the distance of 2.1 nautical miles, and our estimated position is same as well, 1630. Always draw a triangle and circle in the middle. So it is the type of leeway uh, that is causing the wind. It is a northwesterly wind causing the leeway of 10 degrees. So always remember that after we have determined our estimated position 1 that was come for the leeway, we will always take into account the current. And then we will connect it to the 1500 position, and that will be our course made good. And as well as we will determine here the speed made good. So in order to find the speed made good, just measure the distance and just divide it to the time, and just measure this on the compass or compass rose or ruler in order for us to find the approximate value of the speed made good in nautical miles per hour. That would be the end of my video explaining the basic concept of the leeway, estimated position, and the reckoning position, and most importantly, how this is important and crucial in our cadetship program when we or our life on board the ship.